HYSR stock, Sun Hydrogen Inc. It closed the session of the 28th of September 2021 at $0.0578, a retracement of 3.09%, 16.2 million shares crossed the tape during that session, which was above average. And what do we have here? We have a position in Sun Hydrogen. Market cap stands at $218.1 million. Shares outstanding 3.774 billion shares, a heavy one. There isn't really any fresh news as such. There's just this disclosure that came out yesterday, the 28th of September. And then there's also this news as far back as the 15th to say that Sun Hydrogen extends research agreement with University of Iowa, and CEO Tim Young visits Schmid facility. And that's pretty much what's going on there. And we can see what's going on technically with the charts. You can see, yes, if you want a stock that is bearish, amongst other things, yes, this is one of them. And at the same time, if you also want a stock that is getting bearish but in a steady manner, this is just one of them. If you're looking for a very tidy downward retracement, if you like, yes, this is just one stock that has just played out in that manner. But we have noticed that as at from the 29th of August, it started to stabilize, I believe. That downward deceleration began to stabilize. You can see that it never fell below this 5 cents, $0.05, never fell below that. So that has been a source of great support. So it has gotten support there on a couple of occasions now, and it is from there that it began to extend upwards from the 22nd of September, I believe. So moving down here, we can see that the price rate of change, because it has been moving up now, this price rate of change is reflecting that. So this takes us to some breakdown we have here. The stock has closed above the 50-day moving average only 5 times since early June 2021. That's true. Since early June 2021, closed here above this is the 50-day moving average. It rested above this moving average for only 5 times. This is since sometime in February. The last time it ever closed above that before that early June period was on the 19th of February. That was when it began to pull back from the frenzy that took it all the way up to, what was that, somewhere at 30 cents. That was early in January, late January. That was mid to late January. That was when it reached this 52-week high of 30 cents. But since that time, it started to pull back, corrected sharply and attempted to move up again. But that's what we're facing right now. The interest disappeared. Market participants began to look at other things. So, but at the same time, it closed above that moving average. This is now the 6th time, not the 5th, the 6th time. It now closed above this 50-day moving average for the 6th time on the 27th. As a matter of fact, the readout here on that platform, Charles Schwab is indicating that it crossed below the 20-day. Okay, so it crossed below the 50-day moving average. So that that's where it closed at this price, $0.00578. So, but at the same time, in the previous session, it closed above that 50-day moving average. So as we indicated earlier on, price rate of change is getting positive as a result of recent upward push and the fact that previous closing prices have been lower. In the short term, the price is building a trend. Will it build up? Will it be built up and sustained? That's the question. So Yes, that's what we're looking at right here. This price rate of change, you can see it is moving up. It started to move up here, you know. So the upward push has been on for some time now. From the 22nd is a Thursday, you know, so that will be three successive sessions. You know, it was appreciating. It appreciated for three consecutive trading sessions. It's just in the last one that it began to retrace. But even at that, because it has run up that amount of gains, it's the price rate of change still remains positive, because you know the price rate of change is determined, if you're looking back to previous closing prices. As such, the price rate of change will remain positive, even though the stock has, you know, it closed down slightly, 3.3%. So that 3% is still not enough to erase all the gains it had run up in the three previous in the last the gains it ran up from the 22nd of September. So breaking down further, we can see what's going on here as well. We have the 10-day one standard deviation trading range. Okay, so the stock is easily trading within that range. You can see that 0.0, it's trading easily within that range. So obviously the stock has, you know, the moving averages, they've all bunched up, you know. The 10 and 20-day moving average, these are the ones here. They are the ones here. These ones here, they are, you know, they've all bunched up, so they are, you know, pretty much trading almost at the same price. So the stock for its 10-day one standard deviation range, it is trading within that 10-day average, 10-day one standard deviation range. It's trading within that range, so it's just an indication that yes, it still hasn't escaped those upward push it had for those three sessions. It's still not enough to say that the stock has escaped or has become too expensive. You know, if that is if you want to look at it in a certain light, you know. So, but for the 20-day moving average, it is trading below that range. You can see that the range is indicating a different price, a range that is ahead of it or above it, and that is also the case with the 50-day one standard deviation range. Is trading, it's indicating a range that is also above it, but it's gradually getting there in the case of the 50-day moving average. But for some reason, the 20-day moving average is just out of kilter, just indicating a higher range. You know. So, but you know, these ranges just gives you a guide as to how things have been or are going on for the stock. You know. So we have the readouts here below. You know, you can see the 14-period slow stochastic oscillators is improving. Okay, so the readout here says it appears to be consolidating. Yes, if you look at it graphically, it's, you know, definitely consolidating. The fact that it has not really fallen below this 10-day moving average, sorry, it has never fallen below this 5 cents since it started to get retraces. Yes, since it started to retrace, it has never really fallen below that. So before we go further in that, that we can say that it has a couple of resistances. That just reminds me, it has a couple of resistances. You know, they range from 0.16 all the way down to 0.05. You know, these are the couple of resistances it has. So, but interestingly enough, the 0.12, it has broken through that resistance twice, and 0.11 dollars, it has broken through that as well twice. And then, or rather, I wouldn't say broken, it has tested them twice. It has tested the 0.012 resistance twice, and the 0.11 resistances twice. It has tested them twice. And then the 0.08 dollars, it broke through that one on the 27th of May. That was some time ago. Yeah, so These are a couple of resistances. I just had to point them out to you. So it's facing a challenge now. It has, you can see that it just never went any further. I think the resistance, it's closed at 0.06 as well. So pretty much where, roughly where it closed at, so it's facing a couple of resistances up there. I just had to point that out. The average directional index, or ADX, is below 20, indicating that the shares have traded sideways recently. However, the 200-day moving average is sloping bearishly lower. So the underlying trend is bearish. So that's the 200-day moving average. It has now started to get bearish. Very odd, unusual for a penny stock that has a very a highly innovative product. But that's the nature of things. If it's the quantitatives have dealt it a very bad hand. You would want the stock to be at least somewhat bullish, but unfortunately it's what it is. It's bearish at the moment. So momentum for HYSR is bullish. The 14-period Slow Stochastic Oscillator is rising as investors pay higher prices for shares. Okay, so this is based on the 14-period Slow Stochastic Oscillator, and it's to some extent it's related to the price rate of change. So if you look at what has happened, because it has run up 3 successive out of the last 4 trading sessions, 3 of them have been bullish. So if you take if you calculate those prices, especially the last closing price, if it's over the previous ones, you can see that you will get a positive, and for that the momentum will indicate that the stock is bullish. So the volume for that session was lighter than usual, trading 16.201 million shares versus an average of 31.381 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term selling pressure has given way to near term accumulation. So the momentum and the unbalanced volume indicator is signaling that yes, maybe market participants are getting slightly bullish. So would it continue to extend? Well, let me just conclude that because that volume, the volume for that session, even though it's indicating it was above average, but it was also below average for the last 12 months. I want to believe that it is just early profit taking. Maybe the stock might begin to inch up and challenge some of those resistances that have been in place for several weeks now. Okay, so easily I think HYSR is a buy, and we just have to also remind ourselves to continue to increase our positions. So the company is definitely a development stage company, but what really matters is the technicals. The company could be highly innovative or not, but if it's the important thing is that if market participants put their money there, the stock will move. So right now, based on what the indicators and oscillators are saying, they are gradually coming back. Hopefully, we are positive that it will begin to extend further again, and as we indicated earlier on, challenge those resistances and move higher up. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video.